Check, mic check, testing. What up, everybody? TJ Bear here, designer and content creator and rapper under the alias Saint Warhead. And today we're going to talk about the Tully App, or the Tully App. I don't really know how to fucking pronounce it, but so the Tully App, whatever you want to call it, it's a new app that came out from Joyner Lucas. I first heard of it from an ad on his Facebook page. And my initial assumption was just it was just Joyner getting his bag, and these app developers, are paying him to be a brand ambassador and be the face of this app to help promote it and advertise it. But then I stumbled on this interview with Joyner Lucas on YouTube the other day. I think it was a Breakfast Club interview. I don't remember. And he was talking about the app and how it was his app idea, and he's been working on it for 2 years. I don't think he's actually writing code or doing the designs or anything like that. I could be wrong, but my impression is that he is just very involved with coming up with the idea and conceptualizing the app, and was probably involved with a lot of design and development decisions in the process along the way. But that's just my guess. I don't really know. But let's get into it. So what the Tully or Tully or whatever the fuck it is app is a pre-production app for artists or songwriters, mostly targeting rappers, but it could be used by other types of music artists too, of course. And what it does is it allows you to listen to a beat, write lyrics, and record vocals all on one screen in the same app. If you're like me, traditionally or previously, you've been using several apps to do this. You'll be playing a beat from a music player or from YouTube, and then you'll have a note document or like a Word document, a word processing app that you'll use to write lyrics. And then maybe even you have a simple DAW at home, or a recording app that you might use to record scratch tracks for your engineer. Assuming you don't have your own home studio and record at home. I don't. I go record at a studio with an engineer and producer. So this is really useful for me because previously, like I said, I was combining 3 or 4 different apps to do what this one app does, which is usually how new apps are, or new app ideas are birthed. So yeah, it's great. It's really convenient, and I hope more tools like it come out soon. I think it's great that this is a market is getting attention now, because I think it's really needed for artists. And I think there's a lot of improvements that can be made to this app still, even as useful as it's already been for me, that I'll get into in this video also. But first, let's just go through a quick how-to on how to use this app. Here's the main project screen I got up right now. And so first I'm just going to go over a quick basic overview of the UI, or the user interface here. So here you see you've got your projects. Where do you record? Don't fucking worry about it. Just kidding. I'll answer that. Anyways, so yeah, here's your current projects, and then down here are music files. And if you go over to this play button over here, there's another list of just your music files. So this one over here is kind of your project overview, and then this is just your music files, your beats, instrumentals. This right here is going to be a beat store eventually, but it hasn't been released yet. And over here you have all your lyric files. You can create new ones. And so here's one that's created with just some letters with no project assigned to it, and here's one that's assigned to a specific project. Now you can't assign them to projects from here, which I think, at least I haven't been able to figure out how, and I think that's something they should change and make it so you can, when you create a lyric file, assign to a project from here, but so far I haven't been able to figure out how to do that. And then over here are your vocal files. You see you can play your recordings from your projects, or you can record new ones and have them not assigned to projects. But again, I don't think you can just assign it to a project, which I would like to see either the UI make it more intuitive of how to do that, since I can't figure it out, or I'd like to see that added, to being able to assign lyric files and sound files to specific projects when you're creating them separately. But so let's get into how to actually piece all these things together: your sound file, your lyric file, and your beat file. And so you do that through creating a project. The first thing you need to do is upload a beat. As far as I can tell, the only way you can upload a beat into Tully so far is through email and Gmail. It's another thing I'd like to see them change. If you already have files saved on your phone or whatever, I would like to just be able to upload it directly into the app. And so if you're in that situation and you don't have them in an email, a quick fix is just to take the files from your phone and email them to yourself, which is what I did in this case for this beat that I have. I'm going to show you how to do that. So you just go to your Gmail. Let's see if I can, here we go. You go to the email that has your beat, click on the beat, then you click the share button in the top right corner right here, and you just press the copy to Tully button right here, and that will import it into Tully for you. I've already done that, so I'm going to stop that beat and get back into Tully. And so now here's that beat imported right here in our files. You could also see it if you go over to the instrumental or beat section. So that is how we add a beat. So now we want to create a project with that beat, so we can add more things to it, like lyrics. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our project area right here, and we're going to click our beat file. Actually, let's just use this free beat one for this one, since I'm already using that one for a separate project. So just for this sample video, we're going to use the free beat that comes with it. So we're going to click on that and play it. And then you see this little record looking button down here. You click that to create your project. New song. And then you click create. And now it's automatically recording, so you can start thinking of stuff. And you got your lyrics right here. You can start writing lyrics and rehearsing them. Yeah. 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 Let's go ahead and stop that. So now you can see we have that recording file saved right here that we can play of you and yang. Now here's another thing that I haven't been able to figure out how to. So pretty much you could play the beat. If you have headphones on like I did just now, it's only going to record your vocals without the beat in the recording. So you're going to have to take headphones off and literally play the beat and then record your vocals to the beat playing off your phone to record them both together onto one track, which I think is super inconvenient. That's another one of the improvements that I want to see is the ability of just basic multi-tracking to record your beat and vocals separately on separate different tracks simultaneously and then play them back together. I would really like to see that functionality added in, and if it is already in the app, like I said, I can't figure out how to do it, so they need to make it more intuitive in their UI. So yeah, so now we have our project here, and you see you have this lyric area up here, and you can just type in some lyrics, and then you can click done. And now, so you see right here, we have our sound file, and we can make, let's go back. So we can hit this record button that now records instead of creates a project. And that takes us back to recording string, so we can record separate different takes of our over our beat or whatever. Now you see we have 2 recordings. And we have our lyric file up here. Now, if you want to go back to projects, we'll see our new song right here. And if we go over to our lyric area, we'll see our lyrics saved in here. So now we have our beat and our lyrics added to our project. And like I said, we go back over the project file and click on new song up here again. You see we have our lyric file we can click on. We have our recording files we can click on. Or we can go back by pressing the play button to our project thing where we can record more takes or add lyrics to our lyric file. Another cool thing that we can do here is we can actually loop the beat. So to do that, you see this loop section over here. We can click that and say if we're just working on a hook or just working on a verse, we can apply that or whatever. And I'm going to hit cancel for now. And we can loop whatever part of the beat we're working on. So we can just have it loop over and over again, or this little button over here just loops the entire beat over and over again if you'd rather do it that way. So yeah, there's that. And I think we went over everything. Navigate the UI, add beat, add lyrics, loop beat, record vocals. Yep. We kind of already went over the vocal recording stuff, so I don't need to talk about that anymore. So yeah, there's a basic overview on how to use the Tully app, how to import beats into it, how to create new projects, and then how to add text, lyric files, and sound recording vocal files to your project. Oh, and then also we need, kind of went over how to play it back, but we need to know how to share it. So if you want to share our project, this little icon right up here allows us to do that. And then we go over here and click that. So this way you can share it with people you're collaborating with, or engineers or producers you're working with, and they could read your lyric file, listen to the beat, and even listen to your scratch sound recordings. So yeah, just click yes, allow files to be downloaded. And then you can just copy that link and you can share it with anyone. So just really quick right here, let's go into web browser, and then here you see we have our new song file with our lyric file, our sound recording files, and our beat files, and an area where engineers, producers can request the stem files from this document, or from this project, I mean. So yeah, there's all of that. So now, let's talk about sex, baby. Just kidding, we're not going to talk about sex. Let's talk about improvements I would like to see made to the Tully app. One thing that I would really like to see is the ability to have multiple lyric files, text documents saved to the same project instead of just one. So you can have one for your chorus, one for your verses, separate parts of the song. That way when you're playing your beat back and recording your vocals, instead of having to scroll through your lyrics, maybe scroll back up to where the chorus is in the file, you could just have have little cards, chorus card, lyric card, and you can click between them so they instantly load up, so you can play through the whole beat and switch to the part of the song you're on as it comes, making it really easy to read your lyrics while you're trying to record them over the beat. Much easier than scrolling up to see where your chorus is. If you can just click chorus, click verse 1, click verse 2, and have them on separate files. I think that would be dope. Another thing that would be dope is the ability to highlight lyrics in different colors to kind of show what parts of the lyrics are going to need vocal backing tracks. Ones maybe are pan left and right, maybe different color highlighter, ones that you want to have a reverb effect or a certain kind of sound effect, just kind of way to note where you're going to be doing backing vocal tracks and where you're going to be putting in vocal effects and that kind of stuff through highlighting lyric sections, and that way you can share those with your engineers, producers in the studio also. I think that would be the shit. Another thing I'd like to see, like I already talked about, is basic multi-tracking. The ability to record your beat and vocals on separate tracks and then play them back together. Maybe even do some real basic ad-lib type tracks, to highlight punchlines or whatever, have 2, 3, 4 vocal tracks even. They'd be able to have, which leads me to the next thing I'd like to see, which would be basic mixing and basic vocal filters, gain stages for volume controls on those vocal tracks. And I know this is supposed to be a pre-production tool, so I don't need like, an EQ or a compressor or all those tools that you would find in a DAW, but maybe just some pre-packaged vocal filters that you could just slap on a vocal track, like a reverb effect or an EQ effect, maybe even with basic controls, I don't know. Just so you can create kind of a pre-production pre-mix to share with your engineers, producers, to give them an idea of how you want the final thing to sound and where you want vocal effects and how you want the mix to be. I know that probably part of the reason these features aren't in the app is because they're not trying to make it a mixing tool, they're trying to make it a pre-production tool, but I think adding some of these features at a basic level will make it a much more efficient pre-production tool, in my opinion. So yeah, there's my review and how-to video on the Tully app, however you want to pronounce it. A pre-production app for music artists and rappers that allows them to play beats, write lyrics, and record vocals all in one app on one screen. Let me know what you think of the app if you checked it out, or if you're going to check it out. Let me know what you think of this video, if you liked it or found it useful. Make sure you subscribe if you did. Maybe check out my music and some of my design work, all that good shit. And yeah, hope this was helpful, y'all. Peace.